here we go. The 2025 championship kickoff works out there for Scoot. Immediately takes it to the wall and up in the air. Shot on goal, shut down by Mac. X pushing up, goes right back into his possession. Mac with a shot, almost, he's in! The first goal of the championship goes to Mac off of that play from X. Just left it for his captain. Was going to take it himself. But that push on Scooter works out for the Ballbusters, and they strike first blood into this championship. 17 seconds in. 1-0. Mac with the kickoff win, but it's straight to Blazin. He gets over Mac with that follow-up. X misses the connection, and Blazin's in to tie it up. 15 seconds later, and U-Bot respond immediately. X couldn't make the connection there. A costly error in a match like this. Nothing separates these two teams. You can see how much it means to both of them. As X wins the kickoff there. Scooter now with possession. Off the backboard. Follows up, and U-Bot will have the lead. Scooter gets his first goal in the championship. The U-Bot surge. X couldn't get there in time. Scooter made it hard. 2 goals won, 31 seconds into the championship. There is plenty of Rocket League to be played, but what a start from both these teams. And Underbots with the advantage on the scoreboard as Scooter moves this forward. X shuts it down. Read what Scooter was doing there. Not letting it happen this time, as now the Busters go on offense. Is shut down there by Blazin. Mac, first man over Scoot. Sends it right back where it came from. We're approaching the first minute in. X sees the opportunity, shut down by Blazin. Very well shut down. Now Blazin with an opportunity himself. He takes the game on. Shut down there by Mac. 1 minute into the game. Ball possession is equal. U-Bot has spent 60% of the first minute attacking. And the scoreboard sees us at 2 goals won. Blazin bumped there by X. Still has possession though. Recovered well. Max shuts his entry down. Scooter lurking for his opportunity. X contends and wins. Blazin has a shot on goal here. Mac gets there and saves it though. I think that save puts him on top of the saves leaderboard, Captain Mac, as X demos Blazin. Scooter contends with Mac. X sees his opportunity to take the game on here, and he does. Taking on Blazin, pops it up. Blazin's there and saves it. Denying entry on X there, who's yet to score a goal in this championship. Scooter now with an entry. Max off. So's the ball. Does not go in net. X clears this to left of field. Bumps Blazin. Scooter should have this covered. He does. X demos Blazin again. Scooter's up in the air. He's shut down there by Mac. Great positioning from the captain. X is over. An open net opportunity for the Busters. Can they get it? X gets his first goal of the championship. Ties it all up. Each player has 1 goal on the board in this 2025 championship. Doesn't matter how the ball gets in the net. As long as it gets in there, you get the point. 2 goals all. 2 minutes 51 left on the clock as Mac wins the kickoff there. Follows up on this. Takes Boosie. Okay, he's just left. X is pushing up. Blazin wins that 50. Scooter now lurking. Catches the ball. Trying to get over Mac. Mac saves that. Well played there from the captain. Blazin comes in though now, moving this ball forward. Missed the follow-up connection. Passes it back to Scoot. He takes this across the field. Now he takes this up to the wall, into the air. Dribbling, but shut down by Mac. X and Blazin. Blazin first man there. Mac contends with his opposing captain. We're in the second half of game 1 in this championship. What a match we're already seeing. 2 goals all, 3 minutes in. Ball possessions equal. U-Bot has spent just over 60% of this game in offense. X saves that as Mac threw himself out. Off the ceiling. Got a connection. Scooter's there. Gets under X. Max lurking at half field. Blazin pushing up. That'll just be off. Follows up. The connection's not ideal at all. Does not go in the net. Good opportunity there to potentially take the lead back, but the Wallbusters, very lucky. It's probably the championship nerves as well for all of these players. This is their first ever championship. And They're doing really well so far in game one of it. Blazin sets up Scooter. Scooter's there. Blazin scored. He got the touch at the last second. I thought he may have accidentally saved it in the end there. He sets it well up for Scoot and gets the goal on the board himself. Touches his belly. And U-Bot take the lead back. With a minute 19 left on the clock, it's 3 goals to a 1 point advantage for U-Bot. X cheats up. That's off target though. Veers off to the right of goal. Wins that 50 against Blazin. Mac lurking. Retreats. Has possession now. Takes it to the corner. Just stopped moving. Not sure what's happened there, but X comes in to launch that ball forward with a minute left on the clock. Scooter shuts down that second follow-up. Not an ideal touch from Mac, but he made it work. At least got it out of a less dangerous spot for Blazin. But U-Bot are lurking. They want goal number 4. Scooter's in! 4 goals, 2 with 45 seconds left on the clock. U-Bot extend their lead by 2. After the captain set up his teammate there, Scooter strikes on net. Both the Underbots have scored 2 goals in this championship, while both the Busters have scored 1. Busters need to be next on the board, and they need to get in within the next 10 to 20 seconds to keep themselves in game 1. Otherwise, U-Bot have sealed it. A good clearance from Mac, shut down by Scooter, was on target with 30 seconds left. Blazin has possession, shut down by X. X now taking on Scooter. Blazin shuts down that possession from X. Mac coming in, the final seconds, we're approaching 15 seconds left in the game. That's just off by X. That might be enough for U-Bot to claim game 1 in the championship. Blazin clears this. That should do it for U-Bot, and they'll take the first game, an early advantage in the championship. Against a quality team like the Busters, that will definitely go a long way. The Busters keep this alive. A pinch coming in, but that will touch the ground there. Here we go, game 2 of the championship. U-Bot up 1 game. Mac with a kickoff win. X with a big cheat. Doesn't get around Blazin though. He demos Blazin. Scooter's demoed as well. X is on a rampage here. Physical start from the Busters. Exactly what they need. They've got to be aggressive. We've seen what happens when you let U-Bot into the game. They will open up the scoreboard. Mac shut down there by Blazin. It was looking good. And now's an open net for Busters here. And Scooter, Blazin stalled it in the last second. Scooter did all the work and Blazin wanted the reward for it. A point is a point. 26 seconds in. 1 goal, 0. U-Bot have the lead nice and early. Mac with a big kickoff win there, but that's off target. Blazin off the wall. X is lurking, comes in and moves this back in front of net. Shut down by Scooter. Cleared back to the side of field, and Scoot's going to meet this up in the air. Pretty much just pass it to Mac. Contends with Mac. X saves that. Blazin comes in now off the side. That was just going to go in. 2 goals, 0, 51 seconds into game 2. U-Bot are all over the Busters. Mac couldn't save it there. Wasn't in a good position to shut that entry coming in. 2 goals, 0, 4 minutes, 5 seconds left on the clock. Enough time for the Busters to come back, but they need to be next on board to shut this momentum down and stop the bleeding. Blazin off the wall. That's a shot on goal. Will Mac save it? He does. What a save from the captain. He's been a brick wall in defense for the Busters. X takes this across field with that connection not working out for him. Definitely not ideal. Mac now with possession. Gets around Blazin. Scoot should have this covered. Approaching 90 seconds in the game too. X meets that in the air. Blazin looking after net there. Covering it. Oh, Mac with a shot. That could be in. It's not going to be. Blazin will save it. A very crucial opportunity gone missing for the Busters. Set up again. Is Mac there? No, it's shut down by Blazin. Now the Busters get their time in offense here. They definitely need to get on the board. As X with a shot. Saved there by Scooter. Nothing too threatening. Busters just trying to lock it in here. There's a clearance now from U-Bot. 2 minutes into the game. Ball possession's equal. The Busters have spent 70% of this game in offense and yet to get on the scoreboard. As that clock ticks down, they definitely need to convert an entry here and some shots. Otherwise, that scoreboard pressure is only going to pick up as Blazin meets that in the air. X has this, catches it on the ground. Scooter's waiting. He's been bumped by Mac. And there you go. X is in. Smart play from the Busters. Getting physical. X just slows the play down. Mac takes out Scooter and the ball goes in net. No underbot could save that there. The Busters stop the bleeding with 2 minutes 32 left on the clock. They trail by 1 goal. They did exactly what they needed to do. Give themselves some breathing space in this high-pressure game. Clear to the side of field by Mac, who follows up. Scooter's there at net, though, to look after it. Caught here by X. Demoed by Scooter. Open net for Blazin. Mac, won't get there as Blazin scores. 3 goals, 1. 2 minutes 14 left on the clock. A lot of physicality in this game. Many demos and many bumps already happening in the first 2 games of this championship. And now U-Bot have a 2-goal advantage with just over 2 minutes left on the clock. Scoot taking on the game, shut down by Mac, who saves that. X follows up. Contest won there by Blazin. Blazin with an opportunity, shut down by X. Well read by X. Blazin popping it back into the corner. There's an opportunity here for U-Bot. Oh, the Busters can't save it as Scooter's in. 4 goals, 1. Scooter's first goal in game 2. Bit scrappy, but it'll do. A point is a point. Tore apart that Buster defense there. 1 minute 53 on the clock. U-Bot are really opening things up as X cheats up. That's straight in. Exactly what the Busters needed. 4 goals, 2. Now trailing back to a 2-goal margin in favor of U-Bot. Nothing wrong with a cheat up there. And it works out for the Busters. Definitely what they needed. U-Bot have come out to play tonight. There's an opportunity here for X. Who's demoing? Was that Mac just going around and demoing the underbots? Is that what I saw there? Yep, Mac looks like Scooter. And then I think Blazin may have got Mac, as X just guides the ball in for a goal. The Busters will take it. 4 goals, 3. They now trail by 1 goal. 1 minute 41 left on the clock as Mac with a big kickoff win. Blazin should be first man. He gets around X as he is. Follows up on this. Scooter looks like he's going for a demo. Doesn't get it. Max saves it with all that pressure on the captain, and he saves it, but Scooter's in with a follow-up there. 5 goals, 3. With less than 90 seconds left on the clock. What a save from Mac there, but it wasn't enough. He almost got a second save, but Scooter got a touch that was high enough to get over the opposing captain for his second goal. 2-goal advantage for the Underbots. Bit of a neutral kickoff. When again, Blazin now with possession. Shut down by Mac. They can't let U-Bot in here as Blazin's just off. Scooter's going to take a shot. Oh, he's going to go in. It worked out there for Scoot, and he gets his hat-trick in game 2. This pressure from U-Bot onto the Busters. Mac had that covered, but the follow-through from Scoot, the positioning in the air was just great to help guide that ball in the net. Bounce off Mac a couple of times. But now the Busters are in U-Bot half. What can they do? Mac misses the connection there. X gets over Blazin. Here's an opportunity. X missed the follow-up, but it bounces in for the Busters, and now they trail by 2 goals with 61 seconds left on the clock. The Busters pulled apart U-Bot's defense there. May have been a bit scrappy, but as we say, a point is a point. Busters with a 2-goal advantage. We have 1 minute left on the clock. Scoot wins the kickoff, but shut down by X. Blazin lurking there with a shot. That's off to the right of goal. X should have this covered. He does. Follows up on his touch. Scooter gets an interference there. Mac coming in, but Blazon's over Mac. Good recovery and rotation there from X. This could be a bit risky. Scooter's lurking. Good control from X in the air. 4 goals, 6. Busters trail by 2. They need to get in on this entry with 30 seconds left if they are to remain in game 2 and potentially take it. Blazon slowly moving this ball forward. It's hanging around midfield at the moment. X with a big push on Scooter. They've got to get in the next 5 seconds or so here, the Busters, or that's game. Max sees his opportunity, an open net. There it is. That's exactly what they needed. Trailing by 1 now with 9 seconds left in game 2. If the Busters can get a big kickoff win and surge on the Underbots, they can tie it up and take this to an overtime and potentially sneak in for a last-minute goal. A big kickoff win there from Scooter, making it very difficult for the Busters as X takes this up into the air off the wall. They're going to have to keep it alive. That touches the ground, and U-Bot are victorious in game 2 of the championship. Underbots with a healthy start in the championship. Busters are definitely going to need to win the next 2 games to take the pressure off their shoulders if they are to remain in contention here in the championship. Blazing off the wall. It gets over Mac. X is at goal. Should save it. He does. Doesn't get around Scoot, who is coming in. Now has possession. Centers it. Oh, that's not an ideal touch, but U-Bot should still have control of the ball here. Blazon's popped it up. Mac meets this up in the air, moving this ball forward. Centers it. No one's there to strike for the Busters. That shot's just off to the left of goal. Bumps Scooter. Allows Mac to take possession. We've seen some early goals in both the games so far, but we're approaching a minute into game 3. And still 0-0. So the Busters definitely tightened things up. I don't think they've had a strike of first blood in this championship yet, the Busters. It's been an action-packed championship so far as X sees an opportunity, shut down by Blazon. That would have been deadly if X got that. Mac with a shot, that's just off as Blazon clears this. X comes in to interfere. Blazon just keeping this ball moving forward. Centered, that's veered over, a bit too much power. 90 seconds into game 3. Underbots have had 60% of the ball, while the Busters have spent 60% of the game in offense so far. Scoreline is still 0 goals each as Blazon demos Mac. X comes in to take possession up the wall. He usually likes to take this up in the air, but he's trying to fake Scooter out there. 2 minutes in. No goal scored yet. Scooter's flipped himself out. X sees an opportunity here. Just moving that ball forward. Slow enough for Blazon to come in and stop it. X demos Blazon though. Takes possession back. Shut down by Scooter. Max sees his opportunity. Stays on the ground. Allows X to go up. Blazon now with a clearance in the Buster half. Caught by Mac on the ground. Mac v Scooter. Max over Scooter and he's in to strike first blood. The Busters are up 1-0 with 2 minutes 39 left on the clock. We have our first goal scored in game 3. The captain of the Busters stepping up when he needed to. Bit of a neutral kickoff there. X is coming in. Bit of power to push this into U-Bot half. Now with possession, gets it over Scooter. Blazon should have this covered as he does. Takes it up into the air. We're in the second half of game 3. Shot coming in from Blazon. Mac won't save it and it's all tied up. 1-1 with 2 minutes 21 left on the clock. U-Bot equalise it. Mac too far in goal there to do anything to stop that ball from coming in. And nothing separates these two teams on the scoreboard in game 3. Mac with a big kickoff win there, but it's straight into Blazon's hands. Blazon's shut down there by X off the back wall. Now Mac should catch this. He does. He's demoed by Blazon though. X comes in, gets around Blazon off the wall. He's lost control here. Bumps Scooter. Max lurking at goal. Going for another bump on Scooter as Blazing clears this to the side of field. Gets around Mac. This is deadly. That's just off to the right. Mac, not an ideal position as Scooter's lurking. Gets an ideal touch so it doesn't go over him. And there's an open net. U-Bot have done well locking in the Buster half here. Mac with a shot. That's just off to the left. X with possession now. Just trying to regain control. He's bumped by Scoot there, and Blazin now takes the ball away from him. Less than 90 seconds left on the clock. Busters have still spent 60% of this game attacking. And U-Bot have had 55% of the balls. Max around Scooter, an opportunity. He's in! Uses the crossbar to his advantage in that situation. A great dribble to get around Scooter. Calm and composed. Pinched it. Not even pinched it, just hit it into the side post and followed up. That second touch went in the net. A minute 17 left on the clock. 2 goals won. A 1-goal advantage to the Busters. Blazing gets around and over Mac there. Scooter now pushing up. Following it up on this board. Shut down by X. X takes this to the wall. He gets around Blaze in a 2v1 opportunity with a minute left. X with a shot. Saved there by Scooter. And now Scooter looks to return the favour with the same shot on goal. Pass to Blaze and he missed the connection. The Busters should have this. Scooter with an interference. Now with possession. Shut down by X. X is following up on this as well, on this clearance. He's cooking. Saved there by Blazin. Mac now coming in. Shut down there by Blazin again. 30 seconds on the clock. Busters have the ball right where they want it. If they can get one more goal on the board, they could seal it out in Game 3 here and get themselves on the scoreboard in this championship. The seconds tick down. U-Bot, they just left the ball. Mac comes in. Scooter won that contest though. The final 10 seconds. Scooter with the center. Saved by X. Mac holds his ground in net. Blazin comes in. An opportunity. That's dangerous. Is that going to stay alive? It's not. It's going to hit the ground. Game 3 indicated the game is back on. Take that pressure off the Busters. They can get on the board here in Game 4 as well. They'll definitely trade that pressure back to U-Bot. That shot saved there by Blaze, and that was a great shot from Mac, but X takes opportunity, striking on that net while Blazin was recovering from that first save, making it difficult for the U-Bot captain to save it. X is on the board for Game 4. 1 goal, 0, 11 seconds in. X wins the kickoff there. Follows this up the wall, now up in the air, going for an aerial dribble. This could be in, almost dunked as Blazin saves that right on the line. Mac now coming in, but shut down by the opposing captain. X with a good touch, Mac in a great position, an opportunity here for the Busters. 2-0, X goes back to back. 32 seconds into Game 4, it looks like the Busters are starting to get their mojo back after a fierce start from the Underbots. Still plenty of Rocket League to be played here in Game 4. As X wins the kickoff there. Scooter should... Oh, he's missed the connection. But Blazin comes in. Good shot on goal. Saved there by Mac. Follow up there from Blazin. Looked after by X, who takes us up into the air from the wall. Doesn't get the pop-up he wanted. Scooter was lurking on the wall like a spider. Now takes it right back down the wing. Exactly where it came from. Sent it here for Blazin. Cleared by Mac. Hits Scooter. X shutting down U-Bot. Having another entry. That'll be off to the left of U-Bot goal with 70 seconds in to Game 4. Mac. Shot saved there by Scooter. Busters have had 55% of the ball, and the Busters have spent 70% of the first 70 seconds attacking. Blazin flipped himself out there as X now takes us up to the wall. Scooter meets him in the air. Max there's the last line defense for the Busters. Gets the save coming in with that shot from Scooter. We know X likes to take it up into the air and try and cook. Scooter, great positioning on the back wall there. Blazin now follows this. Mac contends. Contest won there by Blazin, but X came in and cleans it up. Straight back up into the air with an aerial dribble, trying to get over both the U-bots. Oh, saved there by Blazin. X almost got a follow-up touch. We're approaching halfway through Game 4. The Busters have the lead in Game 4, 2-0. Definitely much needed. Shut down there by Mac. That was looking deadly from U-bot. Cleared here by X. Now in control of Scooter. Gets a good touch in the air there. That's just off to the side. Blazin off to the right. X holds his ground. Doesn't get a touch. Mac does. Pops it up. Just buying some time. What a save there. The defense from the Busters was very solid. U-bot put all sorts of pressure onto them. And they did well to hold their ground there and not concede as Mac wins a big contest there. Scooter pushing this ball forward. X will meet this in the air. Scooter meets it. Hanging around midfield here. Slowly moving forward in the Buster half. U-bot, they're in! Blazin stops the bleeding and gets the first goal on the board for the Underbots in Game 4. After that U-bot surge, that was a good minute of a U-bot surge there. And they're rewarded with a point. 1 minute 57 left on the clock. The Busters still have the advantage by 1 goal. 2 goals won, the scoreline sees us at. As Blazin passes the Scooter on that right-hand side of the field, he takes it down the wing. That's a shot on goal. That'll hit the side post. Third defender there for the Busters. X is bumped by Scooter. Blazin comes in, but that's off. Goes back into the corner. Scoot keeps it there. X with a light touch. Doesn't really move that ball forward as Blazin's putting some pressure on now to X. X gets around both U-bots. Interfered there by Blazin at half field. Shot just off to the left there by Mac. Bouncing down the corridor. X took the game on. Off the backboard. Double taps in. Bounces off a Scooter and goes in the net. The U-bots take the lead back by 2 goals. 3 goals won. With 1 minute 17 left on the clock. A fierce push from X there, who gets his hat-trick here in Game 4. The Busters are well on track to claim victory and tie it up in the championship series. But the Underbots, they might have different plans as X saves that. Scooter just keeping his ball deep in U-bot half. Trying to pass to Mac. Blazin with a big push. Saved there by Mac. And cleared to the side with 1 minute left on the clock by X. X still at net. The Busters defense is being tested right now and they're doing well to hold their ground, but how long will it last? As this is cleared to the opposite side of the field. Scooter with no connection. That's on target. What a read from Mac. Or from X, sorry. My bad. My apologies. X calm and composed and a good shot. Deep from within ball buster half. 4 goals won for X's 4th goal in Game 4. The Busters with a 3-goal advantage. 37 seconds left in this game. It's looking like it's the Busters. If U-bot can get on the board, there's 30 seconds left. They can get on the board. They trail by 2, and they'll need 2 quick consecutive goals to take this to an overtime. X with the dribble. Shut down there by Scooter. 15 seconds on the clock. Scooter demos Mac. Tried to demo X, but it didn't work. That'll be game. Busters have won it, but U-bot won another goal on the board here. Scooter's lurking. Maybe a little bit too slow. He wants to take it to the wall to keep it up. That'll touch the ground there, and the Ball Busters get on the board in Game 4. Back-to-back game wins. But here we go. Game 5. It's all tied up. Nothing separates these two teams. It could be anyone's game. U-bot won the first 2. Busters have won the last 2. Scooter's entry didn't get the connection there. Busters defense still holding up. U-bot hungry for more time in offense here though. Contest won there by Mac. Ball at midfield sent right back in to ball buster half by Blazin. X off the wall into the air. Shut down there. Last second by the U-Bot captain. X meets this up in the air. That's just off. Hits the crossbar. Mac will let that roll in. Not a powerful touch, but no one from the underbots were there to look after the net as X got over Blazing there and Scooter was too far out with no boost. X making sure he wasn't in the way there and didn't accidentally save it for the underbots. First blood struck again by the Ballbusters. 1-0, 4 minutes 20 into game 5. 4 minutes 20 left in game 5. My apologies. Save there by X. Save again by Mac. This defense from the Busters. X sees an open net. Bounces up high and Scooter can't save it. X in for his first goal in game 5. A good start for the Busters after a shaky start to this championship, dropping the first 2 games. They've come out strong these last 3 games. Kickoff win there from X. Blazing, good bump on Mac to shut down that cheat. Scooter just putting this ball into the corner, slowing the play down. Met there by X. Caught on the ground by Blazing. Shot, save there by Mac. Mac's definitely going to be on top of the saves leaderboard after this match. The Busters now lock it into U-Bot half. We're approaching 90 seconds into game 5. Here's a good clearance from Scooter. Follows up on his clearance. Trying to center it now, but shut down the X, which has popped onto the opposite side of the field. Over 90 seconds into game 5. Busters have had 55% of the ball, and Underbots have spent 60% of the game in offense. Scoreline is 2-0 in favor of the Ballbusters. A push there from Blazing. Mac missed the connection there. Lucky X was there to look after the goal line. Here's an opportunity. Shut down by Blazing. X gets around Blazing. 3-0 for X's second goal. They tried to pinch there, the Busters on the ground. Blazing held his ground, but couldn't get the second shot that came in from X. 3-0. 2 minutes into game 5. Scoreboard and big scoreboard advantage for the Busters in a match like this. U-Bot need to stop the bleeding. They can get in off of this entry. That'll definitely take some pressure off their shoulders. The Busters defense has been solid, especially in these last 2 games as Max saves that goal. Blazing misses the connection. Open net opportunity shut down there by Scooter. Gives U-Bot time to recover. X, what a save from Blazing. A good read. X was waiting to center it. Pass it to Mac. Blazing did well there to shut it down though. Play slowed down a little bit here. Opportunity for the Busters. Shut down by Scooter. Refusing to concede. 4-0 would be hard to come back from. There's Mac with a big contest win there. He's missed connection completely there. And Ball's spending a bit of time in this last 30 seconds. This left-hand side of field in the corner of U-Bot half. X with the shot, shut down by Scoot. Minute 45 left on the clock. U-Bot are yet to get on the board. X sees an opportunity. He should get here. He will for his hat-trick. No one was there for the Underbots. X had plenty of time to ensure he could get to that ball and guide it into the net as the Busters score their 4th goal. X, that's his 3rd. 98 seconds left on the clock in game 5. U-Bot certainly need to get on the board, just build some momentum going into game 6 because it looks like game 5 here is the Busters as Blazing saves that. Shut down by X. Kind of works out there for U-Bot. Looks like the pressure from the Busters is starting to build on U-Bot's shoulders. Ball possession is equal here in this match so far. Busters have now spent 60% of game 5 in offense. As we approach the final minutes, their defense holds up. Max centers this. Scooter should have it all covered. A minute left on the clock. X caught this. Blazing just off there. Off to the left. Wall pinch from X. Damn, that follow-up though. That follow-up touch works. Passes or missed the connection to pass back to Mac. Blazing comes in off the wall. Ball at half field. Shut down by Mac. Scooter lurking at net, waiting for his opportunity. Ballbusters have certainly won the game here in Game 5. 30 seconds left on the clock. If U-Bot can at least get one goal on the board, what a save there from Scooter. Just build some momentum going into Game 6. Because Buster's winning this game here. They only need to win the next game and they have won the championship. Whereas U-Bot will need to win the next 2 games to claim the championship. The final seconds tick down. The Busters have the ball right where they want it. Caught by X. He's bumped by Blazin. Mac in a good position. Saved by Scooter. Blazin keeps it up. Scooter comes in. That's on target and it'll go in. U-Bot at least get one goal on the board on 0 seconds. What a read from Scooter and a good touch. Just to at least get 1 point on the board going into Game 6. A little bit of momentum. Here we go, Game 6. Kickoff worked out there for the Busters, but Blazing up in the air. An early shot. No, that's just too high. And that last touch popped it up just above the crossbar. Scooter with possession. Bumped by Mac in the air. Blazing in the Merc. Switching it up for Game 6. X looking to cook up. Oh, he's just in. Thought he maybe was trying to set it up for Mac, but he's taken the game right on X and strikes first blood. 26 seconds into Game 6. X is on the board for his first goal in Game 6. Continuing this strong momentum, the Busters showing us all why they are the best team in this comp. And Underbots, they're going to have to do more than what they've done in the last 3 games if they are to overcome this fierce squad. As Blazin tries to pass it back to Scooter, when in possession of X. Scooter shuts that down, gets a save as well in the process. X lurking, looking to demo, bumps both Scooter and Mac. Mac just slows it down. Blazin's completely missed connection there. This is looking deadly. U-Bot can strike. Oh, what a save from Mac. Makes up for his error and refusing to concede the Ballbusters. X with an entry into U-Bot half. We're over 70 seconds into Game 6. Busters with the advantage on the scoreboard. Caught there by X, a ground dribble to the opposite side of field, up into the air, seen something cook here, he's around Blazin, it might be a bit too slow, he bumps Blazin, Mac should be in, he is! Mac gets his first goal in Game 6 and extends the lead for the Busters, 2-0, 90 seconds into the game. No contest there at kickoff from U-Bot. So X pretty much had the ball. X saves that. Oh, that's in a deadly spot, but X at net to look after this for the Busters. Just lets Blazin do his thing. Gets around Blazin, now takes on Scooter. He's around Scooter. X is cooking and he's in! Blazin couldn't save it in time. In an awkward position. He recovered well, but just not in the right position to clear that away from net. Ballbusters with their 3rd goal in Game 6. X with his 2nd goal. 3-0 the scoreline. Scooter winning the kickoff there for the Underbots. Underbots have had 55% of the ball in this game, and they've also spent 55% of the game so far in offense. Yet, the Ballbusters have a 3-0 lead as we approach halfway into Game 6. Contest won there by X. A big push. The Ballbuster surge. Caught here by Scooter. You can see the Underbots, they're not as comfortable as they were in Game 1 and Game 2. It felt like they're moving a bit more freely and more confident as X is in for his hat-trick. I wonder what Scooter was doing there. It looked like he may have just taken himself out of play. He did. He pre-jumped. And X saw that, making it very awkward for Scooter to try and save that ball from going in. 4-0. 2 minutes 36 left on the clock. U-Bot have nothing to lose. At this stage, it is the final minutes of their season coming to an end. If they want to take this to a serious decider and have a chance, a genuine chance to take that championship title, they need to start putting goals on the board. But the Busters defense, credit to the Busters, their defense has held up really well in these last 4 games. Here's something, but it's shut down by X nice and early. Not allowing that to brew. Not allowing that pressure to build. With 3 minutes into game 6. Ball possession now in favour of the Busters. Just under 55%. And they've spent just under 60% in this game in offenses. Mac with a great save there. Good clearance here by X. Scooter looks after net for the Underbots. X is demoed by Scoot. Scoot has an opportunity now. Saved there by Mac, and Scooter's demoed him in the process. Blazing off target as X saves that. Gets it out of a deadly spot. X with another demo. Sorry, Scooter with another demo on X. Save there by Scoot. Demoed by X. A little bit of revenge. Just over a minute left. A minute 15 on the clock. 4-0. It's starting to look more and more unlikely that Underbots will win game 6. With that entry there, they could have got a goal, but they just couldn't capitalize as Blazon's on the demo hunt. He gets X, a minute left on the clock. The final minute of the season. 4-0. I don't think U-Bot will have enough time to come back. Scooter's underneath. Max saves it. Blazon now with an opportunity. He needs to get in and he doesn't. What a save from X. As Mac demos Scooter. That is the championship there, I reckon, ladies and gentlemen. The Ballbusters have won this with 30 seconds left on the clock. Scooter can get in for a late goal here, but he won't. He's out of position as X takes possession now up into the air. Shut down by Scooter, who's not giving up even though he knows it's done. Blazon's in. With 15 seconds left on the clock, 4-1, 3-goal advantage for the Ballbusters. They finally break the Buster defense, but it's just too late. 3 goals in 15 seconds is just not going to happen against a team like the Ballbusters. Scooter wins the kickoff, but it goes right into X's hands. 10 seconds left of this season. The Ballbusters have done it, ladies and gentlemen. They overcame that fierce U-Bot pressure to win the last 4 games and win the championship as the ball stays alive. X wants another goal. That ball still remains off the ground. Saved there by Scooter, and the ball touches the ground as the Ballbusters are victorious over the Underbots. Ladies and gentlemen, your champions for this 2025 season have been crowned. The Ballbusters are ATL Rocket League champions. Congratulations and well done to Mac, X, and Mars on your victory. You remain undefeated in your ATL Rocket League history. 6 matches, 6 wins, and number 6 was a very big win for the Busters. Underbots are the runners-up in this competition. This is the furthest they've ever gotten U-Bot in any season, and they had to overcome some very fierce opponents to be here today, and obviously they came up against a quality team, the best team in the competition. If you want to be a part of the ATL Rocket League community, join the ATL Rocket League Discord server. It's the home of our players, fans, and members. Everyone who makes this league what it is. You'll find updates on upcoming tournaments, announcements, community events, and more. Don't miss out. Join the Discord today and be a part of the action, both on and off the field. To our viewers, fans, and community members, whether you've been here from day one or you just discovered ATL Rocket League this season, you are the heartbeat of everything we do. Thank you for your support throughout the season and ATL's history. This season may be wrapping up, but the story of ATL Rocket League is far from over. On behalf of everyone at Australian Esports Group, thank you for being a part of this journey. I am Linksy3, and this has been the ATL Rocket League 2025 Championship. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for allowing us to be here to do what we do. We will see you next season for even more Rocket League excellence. Until then, stay safe. Linksy3 signing out.